Man, was the French crowd alive for Backlash this weekend. We got the kickoff of King and Queen of the Ring matches this week on Raw. Had a Bloodline member show up at the pay-per-view. I'm sorry, the premium live event, now sponsored by Prime. We got so much to talk about, all that and more. It's the Spandex Standups. All right, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing a lot better than Minnesota.
Ooh, they lost it.
I don't know if y'all heard. We all heard.
We did. We heard the news.
WrestleMania 41, the biggest WrestleMania of all time. We're probably going to get that again.
The biggest
of all time. It's always the biggest. It's always the baddest. It's always the most electrifying.
I'm here for it.
Las Vegas and
WrestleMania 41.
And a little bit of controversy. It's not in March. We're moving it. Not only that,
even more controversy, it's a holiday weekend.
Easter weekend.
Woo!
We're doing it. Not only that, 420.
I love it. We get 420, Easter, and WrestleMania in the same day.
Let's go. Talk about ham, mac and cheese, and body slams. Okay.
Let's go. Can we have an event and call it ham, mac and cheese, and body slams?
Listen. So, exciting news about WrestleMania 41. We knew that this was in the works, and I think if there's one person that's probably responsible for this, we know who it is. The Rock. We could smell what he was cooking from a mile away. Because almost, we now know The Rock is going to get that one-on-one match at WrestleMania. And we know that he wants it in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, they said rumor is it wasn't more so The Rock wanted it. It's TKO. All the bosses wanted it.
They all
in
want
Vegas.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, after that kickoff show, after the Super Bowl, and then after you see what WrestleMania does in every city, you really want it to be in a city that's easy to get around, that has tons of hotel space.
And they said it's Easter weekend, no one's really going to be there. So they really get... Can you imagine WWE gets Vegas to themselves?
All I can say is that I'm going to go. I'm going to go.
Calling it right now.
Whether it's, I'm going to hope that, we can get some credentials. But if we can't, I still think this is one of those that will just be a great time. Vegas, tons to do. And again, I think we're going to get some epic main events. Again, this might be where we get Rock versus Roman.
Yeah, Vegas.
Again. Vegas. Where else would you want that to happen? So, but again, The Rock is going through something right now.
He's training for MMA.
He's training for MMA, but again, seems like he's having a love-hate relationship with Hollywood right now.
Everybody
love-hate relationship with the media, but you know who he's not having a love-hate relationship with? Men's Skin. Papa Tui is popping off. Shout out to The Rock.
I did not see where that was going, but I love that's where.
Dude, that's why we're called the Spandex Stand-Ups. We do stand-up. We're all about the misdirection.
Boom. Let's get into some more news up top. Drake and Kendrick get the NXT invite from Sean, Sweet Chin Music, Shawn Michaels. He said, come settle it in the ring. That's what we do.
Listen, well, everybody, who are you? Who are you in the feud?
Right. Oh, I'm King Kendrick.
Everybody's Kendrick.
Yeah,
everybody's Kendrick. The other night,
I was North Carolina boy. Obviously, I was Team J. Cole from the get-go, but he was like, I'm sorry. Right. Bowed out, but that's fine.
Last night at Third Coast, I made a joke. I was like, oh, I'm Team Drake because he's Jewish. It was a joke. Got booed. Listen, but for real, K-Dot all the way. Yeah. Kendrick.
King Kendrick. Listen. I got a King Kendrick shirt downstairs. I can't wait to dust off.
But I would love to see him go in WrestleMania. Maybe this is a thing. Maybe they're like building up to WrestleMania. Could you imagine if Kendrick versus Drake at WrestleMania was a match?
They'd break TV. Like Peacock, they'd obviously have to go ahead and put it on Netflix because Peacock would be like, we can't handle this.
I mean, again, and not only that, going back to WrestleMania, going back to Vegas, we forgot to mention probably the most important thing about this WrestleMania.
What's up?
Netflix.
Yes. This one will be on Netflix. I mean, probably. We haven't got confirmation, but probably. So far, all we know...
I think we have. I think we've gotten confirmation that starting 2025, all premium live events go to...
Oh, we haven't got that confirmed yet.
We haven't gotten that.
Just Raw to Netflix so far. But people are assuming...
That's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
No confirmation on that yet.
Well, I think internationally...
Peacock's like, no.
I think internationally, all premium live events go to Netflix. So
that
globally,
it's
huge. Big for them globally. I mean, domestically, we're all going to watch regardless. But globally...
Just tell me which one I'm signing up. I'm watching.
Exactly.
You know? Asuka dealing with an injury. She was pulled from the Queen of the Ring tournament.
That's a bummer.
Stablemate Dakota Kai took her place. We'll let you know how that turned out here in a little bit. Not something I expected to say in 2024, but Jerry the King Lawler done with WWE. His contract quietly expired, and they chose not to renew it.
They're not giving him a Legends contract. That's disrespectful.
I don't think Triple H likes him much because he hadn't been on TV in the Triple H years.
But you got to give him the Legends contract.
I mean,
well, no, because he wasn't he did wrestle actually, but not as much for.
I can see TNA giving him a Legend contract or something.
When you think about,
but no, I know Jerry the King Lawler. But we also see I don't want Jim Ross to come back under any circumstances. I don't want. Those were great years. I love that duo.
And again, if
they're not leaning on the Legends that much.
And if you still want to work in the business and do stuff, which those guys do, the
contract hampers him. You see, Kevin Nash probably was a little bummed he had a Legends contract when all the Sting stuff was going on.
Yeah, because you can't do stuff.
So,
well, you know what? Good. He's in. I know
he did say his health was okay. He did come out and say, "Hey, it's not because of my health."
Going on, so I'm glad he's doing all right.
He did say he's in good health. Tonga Loa debuted at Backlash.
Shout out to Tonga Loa. I mean, that was pretty freaking awesome.
He botched it. Have you seen that video? The ref had to pull himself out of the ring because he missed the timing.
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, I like the debut.
I do like the Guerrillas of Destiny are in WWE with Solo Sikoa now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what is coming through with this new Bloodline story is these guys don't seem totally comfortable.
Yeah. But I like that because it adds to
correct me
that
if I'm wrong. Were these
scariness.
guys in NXT before? No, right?
No, they came straight from Japan.
Solo was in NXT.
Yes.
See, so these guys are coming in
wrestling Japan style.
They're there's a bit of
Tonga Loa didn't come over with the best backstage track record with being charismatic on the mic or a great worker in the ring or so I feel like he's got the most to prove. Toma Tonga's a legend in Japan. So
right.
His brother's got some making up to do. And it was the old bait and switch. A lot of people thought Jacob Fatu was going to be on that. New rumor circulating. Jacob Fatu could be on Team Original Bloodline.
Exactly.
Because that's his family.
Exactly.
Solo's got Haku's kids over here. Jacob's my family's over here.
Exactly.
Dirty Dom does avoid Tommy John surgery, so his injury can be taken care of with physical therapy. New timeline, 6 to 8 weeks.
Good. Shout out to Dom.
It's going to be 6 to 8 months if he had the surgery.
Yeah, Dom Mysterio, future of the industry. Get well. Stay well.
Speaking of futures in the industry, Joe Gacy and Dexter are the new names circulating around Uncle Howdy. Talking maybe more of a Wyatt Six kind of thing.
I like it.
Like a big group.
I like it.
That's the reason, reason we hadn't seen Nikki Cross, reason they kept Dexter off this long. Joe Gacy ended a feud.
We're talking about Dexter Loomis.
Yeah.
Love Dexter Loomis.
I want him wearing the Butchers, everything.
Love me some Dexter Loomis.
Right. And shout out if you're missing Dexter Loomis, hadn't seen him on your wrestling TV. He did a cameo, one episode on Tacoma FD, crushed it.
Oh, I love this. Yeah. I gotta check it out.
It's the guys from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
They're firefighters.
Yeah,
so good.
When they launched their show,
it's better than it should be.
When they launched their show, that show, I booked them for TMZ Live, brought them into the office.
That's
we hung out for a bit.
Y'all got to talk the show.
Yeah, it
when
was
it was
cool.
building.
It was super cool.
It's such a fun show.
Yeah.
Have you checked it out?
Yeah, I love it.
So
like those
funny.
guys are.
We watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it's so
Netflix
good.
saved it, gave us one last season.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
But either way, backstage, it's not a rumor. It's confirmed. Gacy headed to the main roster in one way, shape, or form. So,
Heck yeah.
we touched on it. WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. It is official. April 19th and 20th, Easter weekend, and the holiday of my people, 420.
You gonna go? You want to try and go?
Let's try to go, man.
Let's try and go.
Why not?
Because I'm gonna try and get a crew. Like I think we should get a crew. Like I could see my boys from homecoming. So again, it's like
We can talk numbers.
try
If it makes sense, I'm down for sure.
Because I mean, Vegas, dude, hotels can be cheap.
Yeah, they just want you to come, especially that weekend.
Yeah.
Sean Spears produced some shows on NXT Level Up.
Cool.
So that might be in his. He came back, want to wrestle a little bit, want to produce a little bit, transition to that career after wrestling.
Like that.
WWE released a couple more people: Gable Stevenson, Boa, Drew Gulak, and a couple more NXT people that hadn't debuted or did very little on TV.
Yeah, well, Drew Gulak, probably the biggest name there. A lot of people
Big old
speculating about some of these the Ronda Rousey stories.
That Spike looked pretty bad, though.
Yeah.
That one that they were showing when he was the rumors of him hurting people on purpose.
Yeah.
That Spike, that looked bad. And they said when that happened, Shawn Michaels reprimanded him, and he was suspended for that.
Yeah.
So good that NXT, I love that wrestling's run by wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So now when something like that happens, they're held accountable.
Exactly.
It's my favorite time of the show. It is the main event results. Had some bangers this week, man. This was an old. They're stepping up main event here. We get Alba Fire and
They know we're
Isla
talking about
Dawn.
it.
Do what?
So they know we're talking about it.
Of course. They had to step it up. They're like, Spandex, stand-ups. I'm covering it now. We got to give them something to cover. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeat Chance and Carter. That had to be a pretty good matchup. I might have to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu if you want to watch it. And then the Creed Bros defeated New Catch Republic. Look at that lineup.
Yeah.
One of those teams could be tag team champs.
Totally.
right
I mean, in that live audience.
now. I mean, the same for the ladies.
That live audience is getting a good show.
Oh, dude. The matches.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it here in just a second, but the king
matches.
of and queen of the ring, the matches. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
NXT recap. We are filming on Tuesday this week, so we hadn't watched NXT since we covered it last week. But this week we get Chelsea Green getting a title shot. We also see what happens with Lola Vice coming off of that big win in Underground against Natalya. We get Wesley versus Josh Briggs in the North American title picture. They teased Obafemi and Trick last week, too. That was good. I like that stare down. Give me that match all day.
All day.
We get Mishin versus Ariana Grace, and we get Supernova sessions with Trick. So I guess that's showing us his next opponent is going to be Noam Dar, but then they also got that side story of him and Lush. Mm-hmm. Lash Legend. There we go. I was like, what's her name again? Lash Legend. So I love the chemistry of those two. He's now beefing with their group. I'm here for it.
I'm here for
They're
it.
weaving some great stories down here in NXT. All right, SmackDown in France before Backlash.
France.
Authors of Pain beat the New Catch Republic, but it was good to see both those guys put on. I mean, all four of them.
Great match. Great match.
How do you feel about the news that Roman didn't pull Roman from the draft? Heyman pulled Roman from the draft.
I mean, I think it's layers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're adding these layers so that when Roman comes back, there's layers, you know, because one thing we're not talking about is The Rock is on the board of the company, too. I know I'm pivoting away from Heyman, but The Rock is on the board.
Well, just that.
And
you're talking about layers. We have to find out what Roman and Rock's relationship is after this.
Because, listen, we are now in a place where The Rock has basically come out and said, I decide this stuff. Cody's the champion now. That call was made. The buck stops with Rock.
Yeah.
So, how does Roman feel about, because again, we are entering into this world of like, yeah, you lost the match, but you lost the match for a reason.
Right. The greater purpose.
So I think that there's a lot we're setting up for when, and I think the tribal chief they're talking about right now is Rock. I don't think it's Solo. I think that they're
The new so long-term storytelling here. You think Rock's setting up this new group?
yeah.
I'm completely good with that and agree with you because I don't think they touch on that part of the bloodline about Rock being Haku's dude, and then his son show up.
Because right now you've got Jey Uso over babyface big
Dude,
time.
Heat is one of the biggest things going right
Jimmy
now.
just got executed when he comes back.
He's right back with his brother.
Right back with
Instant
his brother.
credibility.
When Roman comes back, they're going to be like, you seen what they're doing to our you see what their family.
Like bloodline, you know? So I hope it is a great big reveal of the big great one. And it's The Rock.
And then Heyman, I could see Heyman.
He's
I don't know that
heel.
Roman needs...
Whichever group's heel, he has to go heel.
Well, and I think at this point, Heyman might need to move on. Does Roman need Heyman anymore? Roman is a made man. Roman is the Jordan of the industry now. He's about to have a shoe. I mean...
Yeah. I hope Heyman moves on and he moves on to Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
I hope that's his next build him up scenario.
I mean, it's...
They got to do something.
Yeah.
Because I was very surprised he was left out of the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Ilya
But again,
spot.
no, it's other people's turn when they're bringing stuff back.
Yeah.
They're using, again, when you think about, it's funny. I did a podcast earlier this week, and we were talking about like who's going to win Money in the Bank, and I said something like, well, probably it wouldn't surprise me if like Charlotte comes back and just wins because that's her return. But that's the old way of thinking. They're not doing that anymore. They're using these opportunities to say,
you earned this.
Who has silently earned this, but everyone also knows.
Yeah.
And Braun Breaker's not there. There's too many people on the main roster that...
I still would have loved to send him put on a banger with Ilya. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to put Ilya over, at least let him just have a bang. Like, I mean, I know we're getting rid of a lot of old habits with wrestling. Another old habit I want to see go away is as soon as you debut, you have to win.
I hate that too.
Like, I love...
Well, like the Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. He lost and it meant something.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you don't want him going on a streak.
Right.
Then it's a problem.
Right.
But the fact that
not
people,
everyone,
as soon as they get caught up, they can't lose. Like,
right.
We got to get away from that.
Right.
And I hope they do. Like you said, like Carmelo losing, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it was a great match. Yeah. Same I wasn't bummed out Ricochet lost to Ilya because it was a great match.
Totally.
And Ilya deserved to win.
Exactly.
I mean, Ricochet did too, but I digress. We get RKO show with Bloodline, and Heyman pled, please back out. I like that was a little foreshadowing. Mm-hmm. I don't even think Heyman knew the other guy was coming.
No idea.
But he knew that those lunatics would do whatever it took to win that game. I do love they're building up this new Bloodline as just
chaos.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
LA Knight beats Angel. I was a little bummed A-Town Down beat Street Profits. Not going to lie to you. That got me. Yeah. It put a little damper on the weekend for me.
Yeah, well, you got to build up A-Town Down a little bit. You got to build the championship.
Yeah. We got to have some championship that bounces a little bit. All right, I can't have 500 days every time someone touches a belt. All right, I need one championship bouncing around a little bit.
Well, we had one at Backlash.
I don't want that to be the championship that bounces around, because that's disrespectful. Like, it was a good change. I do like the change.
Yeah.
And I do like a belt.
I like the change too, but again, they gave someone who...
We kind of saw it coming.
We gave someone who's, had 3 matches in WWE?
Third match, she's a champ. At least she's a tag champ and not a single champ. Because her and Bianca are going to blow up in the best way possible.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they're superstars.
Yeah. I meant when it's time for the team to be over with.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be so good.
WrestleMania. Vegas.
Build them up as dominant champs.
WrestleMania
Give
Vegas.
the women's a dominant champ. I know I just said no 500-day champs. They wouldn't be 500 days. It'd be like 200 days.
I could see them having the championship for a while.
Yeah. Well,
I
what's
think
another
that
tag
belt.
team?
I think that belt is going to be
I want them to defend it though.
the
Build it up.
vehicle of their story.
Yeah.
And again, if they have it for a while, it'll mean something when they drop it.
Yes.
It'll mean something for their story. It'll mean something for the titles.
I just hate the Kabuki Warriors had it for a while, and I don't feel like it was prestigious at all.
No, not at all. But that's changing.
We got a great Cody AJ face off.
Great. Yeah.
That led us into the premium live event of Backlash. Great opening match. Orton, KO, do get beat by the Bloodline. Tongaloa debuts.
French audience singing Randy Orton's song.
Oh my goodness, dude. They were amazing.
Everything was amazing. Insane crowd, insane energy. And yeah, what a great street fight. Turned into an all-out street fight.
Get the tables. All of that good stuff.
It was one of the best street fights I think we've seen in recent history.
Yes.
Just absolute
Chaos in the best way.
Yeah.
And I love how Heyman really sold it, that he's truly scared of this new group.
Yes.
Bailey wins the triple threat, beats, it's not quite Tiffy time. Naomi.
This was also a great match. You know, interesting to see how Tiffy time came in there, balanced out the chemistry that Bailey and Naomi have. They're good friends, been good friends a long time. And interesting that Naomi takes the pin to Bailey.
Yeah.
Protects
right
Tiffy
there.
time.
Yes, it does.
And, you know, I could see Naomi coming in and winning some Money in the Bank, though. Is she a Money in the Bank winner?
Could we get a heel turn?
From Naomi, yes. 100%. The glow goes dark.
Yeah.
No more glow.
Yeah. Oh, just a red light, and she just walks out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The glow is turned into...
My wife would be so devastated. She loves the glow.
Yeah, I love the glow, too.
Priest beat Uso. Great match, though. Jay looked amazing.
It was a great match. Jay looked good. The thing I like most about this match is the fact that, you know, at any moment in time, I'm like, yeah, this is not going to be a 500-day reign.
No. Priest ain't he's going to be the first to lose, I feel like. But
it's changing at or by SummerSlam. It would not surprise me if Logan Paul wins the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Damn it, I can see that happening too, and I don't like it.
Make him Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that was
huge. And then he cashes in Cleveland. Come on, people.
Oh, man. Okay. All right.
Or he doesn't cash in. He just says, I want this match in Cleveland. Or he just gets the match in Cleveland.
I want him to have goons.
Well, I want his
thought they were
brother
going to
to
give
show
A-Town
up.
down to be there. But
I also want his brother to show up.
Yeah.
I don't know why they just... Why?
I think I think he's too focused on that Mike getting whooped by Mike Tyson.
That's a lot. There's a lot of money
God,
there.
Mike Tyson better whip his ass.
There's a lot of money there, yeah.
Let's go Tyson.
Let's go Tyson.
Jade and Bianca win the tag titles.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if there was one title that we knew was going to change hands, it was this one. Again, I am surprised. 3 matches in, Jade's already a champion. However,
we could see what's wrong with Asuka, though. It might have also been a good thing and a necessity at the same time.
Totally. But again, I think these belts are going to be the catalyst and the vehicle of Jade and Bianca's story into WrestleMania. So I'm excited they have the belts because now, again, if them having these belts is what's going to get us their match at WrestleMania, then let's do it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I don't want them to already break up. I want them to have a good storyline as friends.
I want to see title match after title match. Like, this is how you build up Jade.
Yeah.
Bianca's amazing in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Tag with her for a while.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm not saying Jade's terrible in the ring. I'm just saying she might not know that WWE style. I mean, I'm not saying she might not. She doesn't know the WWE style.
But keep them champions until Rumble. Have one of them throw each other over the ropes and then break them up.
Look at you. Okay, I mean, like that.
What if you had tag champions facing one-on-one at WrestleMania? Like, literally, we are tag team champions.
What was that old storyline?
Like, but we don't lose. We're so dominant. We refuse to lose these belts.
Yeah.
Like, almost you're like
a modern day two-woman power trip, but not getting along.
Just like a married
Cena Batista.
Yeah.
Weren't they tag champs for a little bit?
Yeah.
Or just, Cena and Miz.
Yeah, trouble in paradise.
There was a run there where every person Cena was up against, they made him tag champs with Cena.
Yeah. Dude, Cena. How many? I mean, Cena. What a legend.
I just still
Ricky
love
Stinicky.
the time where like John Cena sucks.
Yep.
Such a good time. All right, let's move over to Raw after the premium live event. Judgment Day comes out, says they're good. Priest apologizes for how he acted after the end of the match, pushing and shoving. That leads to Finn thinking he's getting the night off because Drew McIntyre is not medically cleared. Didn't see that coming with the elbow. Wink, wink. I love the explanation. Did you hear that? Adam Pearce was like, well, I didn't know you were hurt until you said you were hurt. So now you told everyone you're hurt. I can't let you wrestle. Great. It's real. Like, no boss would let an injured employee work.
Right. Yeah.
So good.
Yep.
But Finn thinks he gets the night off. Adam Pearce says, nay, comes out, lets him know his new opponent is no other than Mr. Yeet himself, Jey Uso.
Just day one, Oos.
Jay gets a little bit of revenge on Judgment Day. So, not the world champ, still alive in the King of the Ring tournament.
Yes. I could see Jey Uso winning King of the Ring.
That's the thing, is I don't know who's going to win this thing. Exactly. I could see Gunther winning it. I can see Ilya winning it. I can see Jay winning it. That's the whole point, right? That's just the Raw competitors. We haven't even gotten... I'm going to let you know who's in the SmackDown in just a second. They released the SmackDown bracket for the King of the Ring today. So, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
No Logan Paul, though.
I love that guy as a wrestler.
Fair. Great. I don't even want to say great. It was a mediocre at best CM Punk promo on Drew McIntyre.
Mediocre at best. No, he comes out there and he loves to tell everyone that he's the best.
Too much.
I'm the best at commentary. I mean, how many times is this guy going to tell us he's the best at commentary?
When it was a feud with Jericho and they were both arguing over who was the best, that was great. Yeah. Now I don't want to hear about it.
He's going to tell us he's the best at this, the best at that. It's like, bro, you're actually not anymore, and that's fine.
Every time you get in the ring, you get hurt. You got to prove to us you can stay healthy.
Yeah, it's fine. You have edge. You're probably the best in the world at having
a following
in wrestling, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest CM Punk guy. I like him. I appreciate him. I respect what he does for the business. But I'm not that guy that's going to go to bat no matter what for CM Punk. Last night sucked.
Last night was terrible.
Yeah, this has been my favorite feud.
Last night was terrible.
And
but
last night was just bleh.
I mean, again, I'm still very excited about this feud between him and Drew.
It didn't derail me. I just was like, all right, we can do better.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not upset. I'm just saying I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Queen of the Ring action, Io Sky defeats Natalya.
I hate that. Love Natalya.
She gets no respect.
She's getting no respect. But she does. She's probably making a lot of money.
Io could legit win this, though.
Yeah.
I think she's an early favorite.
But Natalya, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Natalya, like...
Hey, we might see her on main event next week.
She's a heart, man. Come on. Give her some respect.
I'm just glad she's not backstage farting again. Okay?
Dang right.
King of the Ring action, Ilya Dragunov defeats Ricochet in the match of the night.
Great match. Ricochet once again in the match of the night. But again, big way for Ilya Dragunov to come in.
Busted his head open,
make
too. Looks like a lunatic. Oh, dude. Man.
Yeah, I mean, and you need that. Like, Ricochet's cool. Ricochet's a great competitor. But Ilya has that, like, I will...
He got that it factor.
Like, I will bury you.
It's a weird it
Like,
factor.
I will literally bury you.
You truly think he could kill somebody?
Yeah, He
might have killed
Ricochet
somebody.
Is a sports entertainer.
Yeah, Ilya is a fighter.
Is a fighter.
A brawler.
Yeah.
I did read an interesting article on big wrestling writer. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of the bigger names talking about how we shouldn't get Ilya Gunther 3 in King of the Ring. Like, it deserves its own thing.
Yeah, agreed.
So that's going to be interesting to see how Ilya and Jey Uso next week.
Ilya doesn't win that.
I'm intrigued with that.
Jey Uso wins.
It's going to be a great match, though. Both those dudes would die in the ring if it called for it.
Yeah.
Back to Queen of the Ring. Zoe Stark defeats Ivy Nile. Check this out. First singles win for Zoe Stark since July 2023.
Was this match tough to watch for anyone else?
Very much. I fast-forwarded it. To be honest with you, the reason I watched some of the matches, Pat McAfee's commentating.
Yeah.
He's been so on point lately.
I found that match to be tough to watch.
It was. I think that's why it's been her first win since. we're talking about Natalya, like Io could have beat one of them and Natalya could have beat the other. And then we could get Natalya Io next week. At some point, if you want Natalya to be a gatekeeper, you got to make us think she might actually win.
Exactly.
I don't believe she's ever going to win.
Right.
Switching directions, they gave us Intercontinental feud action with Big Bronson Reed taking on Chad Gable. And I love that Sami Zayn was the one that said, nah, I'm going to throw some hands.
Yeah.
He interrupts the match this time. Gets a little bit of... They didn't really acknowledge Gable's heel turn.
No.
CM Punk gave him a little fit when he was on the way.
He says, hey, come chill out on them. He says, calm down. But,
didn't really scream, hey, this guy just turned heel.
Right.
Like, I do know we need to get heel versus heel sometimes.
And they're all still hanging out with him. Like, I feel like that was their breaking up moment.
Yeah. I think it's coming.
Think so?
Just giving it the slow burn way, which we all know is the best way. I guess got to be patient. But Gable just acknowledges heel turn, okay? We then get a Becky promo interrupted by Damage Control. Liv pieced out.
Yeah. Love
she
Liv.
said, not my problem.
Love Liv. What Liv is. Liv is like what Drew McIntyre's doing.
That in between, we're bringing back the anti-hero.
Yes. Well, and again, she even said it, I now know my purpose. So they are giving every performer their purpose, as opposed to here's your story, but here's your lines. Yeah. They're giving them their purpose, and that purpose is able to really.
What's my motivation?
It's great. It's great.
Are you pro Liv or anti? I feel like on the internet it's either. She's very polarizing.
Love me. I was not into Liv Morgan before. Now I'm into Liv Morgan.
I was like this because you had that tone about you. I was like, did he switch? Is he?
I've switched. I'm into Liv Morgan.
You see what a good old fashioned kind of mid heel turn will do. Mm-hmm. Then we get Lyra Valkyria coming out to make the save. She then defeats Dakota Kai. I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble. We talked about this a little bit. I'm having trouble seeing the wonder of Lyra Valkyria. From her match attire to her entrance to the people calling her the bird lady.
Well, I think we might have talked about this last week. This is her shot.
Yeah, you're right.
Do something or get paid for the next couple of years, and then this was your moment.
Hopefully she gets fed to Io Sky.
She could just be good in the locker room, too. We don't know what she's like behind the scenes.
She seems like a sweet lady.
Yeah.
Nothing against her. She just doesn't,
And as a female wrestler, I mean, if you're a good worker, Natalya, you will keep a job, and you will be used to put people over.
She's a good worker.
Exactly.
She's just a boring.
Exactly.
And then we get Gunther defeating Sheamus. Sheamus looking good.
Sheamus
told y'all, give me a couple weeks. I wasn't supposed to be back. Give me a couple weeks.
Sheamus, you look good. We knew you could do it.
I didn't have a doubt in my mind. You scared me when you first came out.
I just love that part in the match when he was like, come on. I was like, Sheamus is back.
You could tell he hadn't been chopped in a while.
Yeah.
His chest let him know he hadn't took a chop in a hot minute.
Sheamus is back, baby.
Yeah, Gunther, banger after banger. Great match. Those guys can fight all the time. I love it.
Yeah.
There's so many matches where I'm like, please, not them again. Not those two.
Exactly.
Fight. Well, today I thought our main topic, since we did get such bangers of some King of the Ring matches, thought we could talk the history of King of the Ring real quick.
Talk about it.
Started in 1985. A little background story from 1985 to 1989, and again in 1991, non-televised house shows. So in 85, Don Morocco won it. First one, he defeated the Iron Sheik in the final. And in 86 is when Harley Race won it. They actually acknowledged that on TV. And then we get Randy Savage winning it in 87. They acknowledged that. I don't know what they were talking about. Only acknowledged Harley Race. I remember King Savage with the crown and Sherry. That's when he got away from Miss Elizabeth and Sensational Sherry. Yeah, King Savage was that dude.
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase won it in 88. That's a great King of the Ring. That was built for him. Because if he didn't win it, he'd buy it.
Amen.
Tito Santana in 89. And then old Bret the Hitman Hart won it back to back. They had it. This is when they stopped doing it like every year and made it like a special thing. 91 and 93. 93 was the first time they made like a big deal about it.
Yeah.
I remember that one. That was great. Then that started the feud with him and Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Because Jerry Lawler's like, I'm the king. And Bret's like, no, I literally just won the
I'm the king. Yeah.
It was so good. And then his brother, Owen Hart, won it in 94.
Ooh.
That was a great feud.
Yeah.
I'm going back and watching that now because I started Raw over. And the little brother Owen stuff, man. Oh,
so good.
I truly appreciate the great performer and worker that Owen Hart was.
Yeah.
Was not my cup of tea when I was a kid, but that means he was good at what he did.
Exactly.
That means me as a 10-year-old were like, I hate this guy. Mm-hmm. Just means I tell my mom this all the time. She's like, I hate so and so. I'm like, that's because they're good at their job. You're supposed to. Mm-hmm. King Mabel in 1995. One of the first people they pushed that it just didn't really take.
Yeah.
I loved Men on a Mission, but Mabel by himself didn't really catch some ground until he was part of the Undertaker's faction with Viscera.
Yeah.
And then we got those big awkward years of Big Daddy V. Oh man. Stone Cold 96. We get Austin 316. He beats Jake the Snake Roberts in the finals. And that's when Jake the Snake Roberts was doing a Bible thumper gimmick. And God, I remember it like it was yesterday. I went to my friend's house who ordered the pay-per-view. It's like, forget your John 3:16, Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass. T-shirts everywhere after that.
Yeah.
Our school banned them. You couldn't wear them.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. Triple H gets it in 97. He was supposed to get it in 96, but the infamous curtain call kept him from winning it in 96. Thus, we get Stone Cold. Triple H gets his redemption in 97 and the push with DX and all that after that. Mm-hmm. Ken Shamrock beat The Rock in the finals of the 98 King of the Ring. If that shows you how high they were on Ken Shamrock during the time.
Yeah.
Late 90s, man. So good. Took a weird turn here. In 99, this was Billy Gunn's time when they were going to push this dude to the moon and back. Beat his good buddy X-Pac in the finals in 99. Man, what a failed singles push they did with that guy. That's when they were like, DX is so good, we can turn them against each other and still. This is the DX version of Wolfpack versus the original black and white NWO and WCW. At the turn of the century in 2000, Kurt Angle beats a red-hot Rikishi in the finals of the King of the Ring. Mm-hmm.
Which that King of the Ring, is that the one with the Shane McMahon match? Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon.
Is it where they went through the
if you are new to the King of the Ring, if there was one match that you watch from the history of King of the Ring, please find Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon.
Didn't think those
I believe
two
they
is what
made
you would
an
say.
episode, a documentary about this specific match. Kurt Angle breaks his tailbone in the match when he is like front face suplexed on the ramp.
Oh no!
And
then he went through the jumbotron, right?
yes. So if you can, I believe it might even be on Peacock, one of those rival shows, or
okay.
One of those.
Yeah. Was this leading up? Because I did want to catch out Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, because that was the time that I missed.
And that's a good one too. I mean, but that was WrestleMania.
Yeah. Their feud was just great.
But yeah, that Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon match, King of the Ring.
That's hilarious.
Epic.
Yeah. What was the one that the match that Shane McMahon fell off the top, the big thing? Was that that was
gosh.
a WrestleMania?
No. I want to say that was just like a Survivor Series. That wasn't even WrestleMania.
Shane going big for no reason. Edge got it in 01. He actually beat Kurt Angle in the final.
Wow.
Lesnar in 02. So Lesnar did get one. Then they took a little break, and then it came back in 2006, and then we get King Booker.
King Book.
One of the best to take that gimmick and run with it. Mm-hmm. That was a SmackDown exclusive event in 06.
I'm not going to lie. I stopped watching right around the time that King Book took over.
They said that's a good one. They got a new A&E Rivals. They're doing Booker and Stone Cold.
Good.
So we get the infamous.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. That's now on
beatdown.
YouTube. That's on YouTube.
Yeah,
go ahead and watch
they're
that.
Talking, the commentating on it is Stone Cold talking about like they just let us go.
Yeah,
so good.
Well, the producers did.
That was my favorite version of Booker.
Yeah,
like I liked Main Event Mafia Booker, but I loved King Booker.
Oh, King Booker was your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite Booker was.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Harlem Heat will always have a place in my heart. Harlem Heat and WCW ran things.
Yeah.
That tag team, oh man, Steiners and any combo the NWO could throw at you, the Nasty Boys, PG-13. Such a great. What was the guys in all leather, like Rough and Ready or something like that? Like such good. High voltage, such good tag teams. Regal won it in 08. William Regal, King of the Ring in 08.
Interesting call.
Sheamus in 2010.
Good call.
Regal beat CM Punk in 08. What a weird final.
What a weird fact.
We didn't see it from 10 to 15. Thought it was dead. Bad News Barrett won it in 2015 when they were trying to really push that dude. Mm-hmm. And man, he just got some bad gimmicks.
Yes.
Because then he was like King Bad News. We're like, what are we doing?
King Bad News Barrett.
You're like, no. And he'd do the climb thing with his set. I'm like, all right, man. Took another 4-year break. Baron Corbin in 2019. King Corbin.
I remember King Corbin.
Hated
that.
Yep. Another poor guy who's just been. What a mirror of a career. Corbin and Bad News Barrett. Jeez. Didn't really put the two parallels together there for those two chaps. And then we got Xavier Woods in 2021. Hadn't seen it since. So I like that this is a here and there thing. Don't do it every year. We don't need it every year.
But welcome back. And do it in Saudi. Add
Punching
some meaning
us in the face with it.
Add some meaning to these Saudi shows.
I think they did come to this realization a little too late, though, because some of these matches have to take off TV. Some of these matches are at live events.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, I was like, why do we get 3 matches in the King of the Ring on Raw, and then they say we get the other matches next week? And I'm like, oh, they ran out of time.
Right.
But what a treat for the live crowd.
Yes.
You get a King of the Ring match.
It's cool.
I feel like they did that a little bit back in the 90s.
Yeah, they did.
Like, you'd watch Raw, and they'd be like, over the weekend, so-and-so advanced in the King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah. I like it.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Any parting thoughts?
Man, I feel great. We got 2 PLEs this month with Backlash and then King of the Ring coming up. Very exciting. Backlash was amazing. The international crowds, again, continuing to set the bar. If we never get a PLE again here in America, I would completely understand.
Step your game up, America crowds.
But again, one thing I will say is this Bloodline story, right now, for me.
I really want to see what side. I know I'm harped on it, and I know y'all are probably tired of hearing me talk about it. I really am excited to see what side Jacob Fatu falls on. So I'm holding my opinion to see what's next. But I agree with you. The Tonga Loa, he'll always be Camacho to me. Yeah. To me, Camacho just came back. And I didn't care before, and I don't care now.
What are your parting thoughts?
Excited to see who wins the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
It's a big tournament that I truly don't know. Oh, I forgot to tell you the SmackDown side.
Oh.
My bad.
Give it to
That's
me.
my final thoughts. The SmackDown version of the King of the Ring tournament that starts on Friday, we get AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
Ooh. This could be.
Who's going to win? I don't know who's going to win.
I think this.
Who wins that?
AJ Styles is the King of the Ring. I'm predicting it.
I'm calling it now, huh?
I'm calling it right now.
He gets one before
he needs it. He needs it right now. He keeps losing in these they keep putting him in these massive spots, and he's losing.
Yeah.
He lost to LA Knight at WrestleMania. He lost to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
He lost in the Fatal 4-Way at the Royal Rumble. This is it.
Yeah. They set this up last week, the groundwork. LA Knight, Escobar, first round. think that's going to be a great match. LA
LA
Knight's got to
Knight.
go over,
LA
but
Knight.
I think Escobar
setting
puts
up
on.
LA Knight, AJ Styles rematch.
Yep. We get Toma Tonga making his singles debut against Bobby Lashley. It's an interesting matchup.
Dude, Lashley better win.
Yeah. He talked about someone who deserves it.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The next matchup that I could see Lashley winning and then this guy taking on Lashley because they've already sprinkled us with the seeds of that. We get Baron Corbin against Carmelo Hayes. Lashley Hayes round 2.
Love
Let's
it.
go.
Let's go, baby.
I
And
predict
again,
we get
another-
Styles, Knight, Lashley, Hayes, but I don't even know if they line up.
And I think that's another good match for Hayes to lose.
I would like to see
While
Hayes
still
and
keeping him
Styles match up.
That'd be a great match.
Stylistically.
That'd be a great match.
So that's my parting thoughts is I truly have no clue who's going to win the King of the Ring.
AJ Styles.
Would love AJ to win the SmackDown side and Gunther to win the Raw side because we hadn't seen AJ Styles Gunther yet. That would be amazing.
Ooh.
Talk about putting on a clinic for the Saudi people.
Ooh. I'm into it.
AJ built up his chest so he could take them chops.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
I'm excited to see what kind of shape Sheamus is going to be in next week. My man just
Let's do
keeps
it
getting
every week.
He's going to be 2004 Sheamus
The
again.
Sheamus report.
Yeah, tune back in to see what kind of shape Sheamus has gotten in. Check out all the great content at Project Nerd. Subscribe to Evan Burke Comedy everywhere you can. Check out Laugh with Harrison on Instagram. Check out our albums on YouTube. And more importantly, we'll see you next week.